granted, missing both summoners, heal comes out from Ruler as well. But I mean, cleanse from LWX, ignite from Chocho. It's not like there was no summoners expended for FPX. And in the meantime, Kanavi gets a CS lead as the hook comes down on the level 2 spike here. Chocho, the target, taken low already as LWX being bullied out as well now. But yeah, I mean, in the meantime as well, 369 gets a CS advantage up top and gets to keep his TP.
Oh, it hurts so much. And I think now for FPX, you're looking at what Hacker can do. He has very limited options. We talked about maybe seeing him go towards top side, but with now where all of his camps are, he is going to have to clear back down into this bottom side and will be playing for this. Where you look at Kanavi, he took the Raptors, cleared onto his top side, and he's going to be able to match Hacker here, which is not what you want on the side of FPX. So looking pretty good. You're getting massive trades just across the lanes, and if it's not going to be a CS disadvantage going over to FPX, it's JDG fighting you on every single minion. Ruler and Missing already doing great.
And honestly, this feels similar to like 2020 JDG, the way that they would play is LWX forced to flash here. Chocho gonna knock Ruler away, but Missing already so tanky in this lane, it feels like. Oh what? My god, he lands another hook, and that's first blood. Missing and Ruler just dominating the bottom side, and now Kanavi moves in as well. Chocho, no summoners available.
Oh, no.
Knight's even gonna flash over the Crux wall. Oh, JDG, they want blood. Chocho falls, Hacker is next. It's a clean old dive at just 3.5 minutes as Care. He's gonna look for something, but has to just leg it on out.
All right, there you go, Munchables. You asked, can we get some early shenanigans coming out from either of these teams? JDG are supplying that in full and in bulk here already. I mean, Knight immediately just says, I'm going to just flash over this wall. I don't care about this. We're going to try and make this play. We're going to cut FPX and LWX, who is the biggest carry for this team, out of the game immediately. We hop into this replay. I mean, even with Missing not landing the hook, like, he is not putting any relevant damage down on the Missing. And the fact that this hook lands is just, as an AD carry, I'd be very upset. I'd be like, all right, well, this game's done.
Yeah, Missing's so good at, you know, using that lollipop effectively. And the fact that, you know, Ruler gets 1 kill and then Knight gets the other. Obviously, Ruler getting the first on the 2v2 as well. Like, the carries are set up so well. You got 3 winning lanes across the board here as 369 going to be pushed by Hacker, but he's still got his E. He'll be fine. In fact, he can walk towards Hacker. He's 2 levels up on the player. And Xioalaohu has to sit under his tower.
Oh, no,
In the meantime, no summoners for the bottom lane. They surely go down her, or at least one of them, as Chocho sacrifices himself to protect the AD carry.
All right, well, we are 5 minutes in, and it is almost a 4,000 gold lead here. I am very afraid, guys. What happened? JDG are just stomping everywhere, man. Like, topside, you saw Hacker. He's level 3 up against a almost level 6 369 on this cannon. Like, what are you supposed to do? It'll turn into an early dragon for them. More and more kills. LWX is almost wholesale out of this right now.
I mean, they've brought their Costco cards with them because this is wholesale domination, and they're buying it by the bucket load right now. It's like you say, 3,000 gold lead at 5 minutes with a Drake as well. And I just love watching this team because they never go, oh yeah, let's take it slow, let's play, you know, a safe game. They just go in. They're just so confident that they'll win every single fight, and they do because their movements are clean around the map, their mechanics are all absolutely insane, and it feels like obviously just dominating the 2v2, but then Knight and Kanavi both moving down for the earliest dive you've ever seen, and it just looks so clean every time.
They're making sure to punish on every angle. Some players, some teams, they obviously won't play on every single wave for one reason or another, but you see that Missing, by getting all of these trades, by landing all of these hooks, it sets up for these kinds of plays. And I love the fact that the way that they're doing them is not only through by poking, but by waiting for crashing waves. You saw there that FPX, they couldn't do anything. There's like a wave and a half that's stacked against them, and they have to just try to get something away now. Care.
That's a nice Pop Blossom from Knight. He doesn't have the damage to finish the job off, but denying the aggressive trades that Care has been going for, using that level 6 spike. He's 20 CS up.
He even got out of this lane. I will say, the 20 CS can be matched just a little bit by the fact that Care was able to get a play in the mid lane, so able to equalize that a little bit, but is just not going to be feeling any type of good. Kanavi searching for that level 8 mark. He should be right on the cusp. 48 is the magic number for most junglers to be able to get away with that. Hacker now trying to find a gank onto Knight. We'll meet Kanavi here.
Oh, here we go. Knight's in trouble here. Pop Blossom's on cooldown as well, and Knight goes down. Nice bit of play coming out from FPX as Kanavi chased out. Still not level 6 either, so can't finish Care off. Nice play from FPX, finally punishing one of these overextending lanes.
Getting it on the board. That's all that matters sometimes. It's just that one that puts you right back into it. You're saying, okay, we're a little bit dizzy after this game. It has just been hit after hit after hit. FPX now should be able to calm down, take a breath. Care will be able to finally get that recall as Knight has been unrelenting in letting him have any of this. And now, as we get to pan over to the top side, as we've kind of moved from lane to lane in terms of the action, 369 is now enacting the legendary freeze. The wave is going to be pushing back. Xioalaohu is actually still experiencing some of that CS deficit, and you see who is on his side of the map. Kanavi can finish this clear, and now Xioalaohu is just like, well, what do I do? Because now I just sit under my turret. There's a potential dive coming. He sees Kanavi on this ward. Early Herald here, missing, did roam up there and was able to put down some vision, but they really want to keep control of this bottom lane.
Oh, good engage coming out from Hacker, though. 369 could use his ult. Flash away, move over towards Kanavi. Knight's back on the scene as well. And that should be the end of the play for FPX, as Kanavi at least will be forced off of the Herald. No TP here available for 369 either. But he's going to respect the potential dive. Will back away as Knight. Very aggressive trading coming on through here as he finds a bit more damage. Just get rooted up by the chains. But Blossom comes in. Knight. What?
Okay, so what happened was here, the first 4 minutes JDG got to play, and then FPX decided, all right, enough. You don't get any more of those. No more freebies. We're going to take away your ability to punish. JDG maybe feel a little bit hypey. In particular, Knight getting punished now twice, which will give Care the ability to push out this lane and even look for potential roams later on. We're going to take a look at exactly what happened. I think Knight maybe just over-indexing into how much damage he actually can do.
Maybe just underestimating how much Care was bringing to the table. He literally just gets autoed down. Like, the flash forwards to the Pop Blossom while dying, perhaps a little overzealous from Knight, and you know, it happens. It happens. FPX, though, they're going to take advantage of the fact that the two solo laners, like Knight dying solo in the mid lane, while 369, you know, the gank from Hacker removed some of that pressure. Does mean Herald goes the way of FPX now. In the meantime, though, Ruler building that lead in the bottom lane. The CS advantage is still absolutely massive in every single lane.
It makes it very difficult for FPX to actually make any plays in the bottom side. You look, the summoner spells are back and up and available for JDG. Dragon spawning in the next 30 seconds. It is a very tough time. We're going to have to see what FPX can do with their mid jungle here as Care TP backed in. Should be looking to try to contest on the wave. Already has the static shiv available. Feels like it's going to be Care versus Ruler right now if they are going to fight for this. Hacker, though, he's straight up leaving this. He has the Rift Herald. They might be looking for a play now that 369 does not have his flash.
Could be the answer, trying to play opposite to the Drake, because I'm not sure this is something you can... I mean, look at the difference between AD carries, right? 20 CS lead, but also like a Kraken Slayer versus a Noon Quiver. That is not a fair fight at this point. So Hacker, rightly so, playing towards the top side.
Good wave.
Big wave crashing. Oh, look at this. Preemptive ultimate coming out from 369, clears the wave and keeps himself safe for now.
That river dot brush having a ward there told 369 where Hacker was going to be going. So excellent vision placement coming out from JDG, stops the potential dive, and like you were saying, will now potentially even be delayed. Care's moving over. There's some missing pings as they don't know exactly where Knight is. 369 has to be careful.
He does, but he's got reinforcements on the way. And I think Hacker realizing that the play is done. Beautiful bit of play from 369, the preemptive ultimate, the information gathered by the rest of his team, given over to the top laner. They get the Drake, and they keep their top lane alive as well. They deny the Herald play from Hacker. So huge bit of map play coming out from JDG. At least Care will get himself a second plate in that mid lane.
Oh no.
They're going back up to the top side again. This time, no ult available. Flash on cooldown. 369 will go down. Hacker grabbing it with a balmy cinder.
I love how Hacker just stayed resolute. He said, I'm going to continue on with this game. We have to make something happen. We've already lost the first 2 Dragons, and we now have this Rift Herald. Let's try to play towards our Jax, because right now, bottom lane is just not it. And I wanted to show a little bit of attention as Kanavi going to continue for this.
Is he going to win the 2v1 right here? He does get stunned up as Hacker moves forward with Xioalaohu. Takes a huge chunk. Cares moving in as well. Kanavi, no ultimate, but he does have his flash available here. Stun comes out. Xioalaohu, you can't go back for that one. And now a TP's coming through as well. 369 back on the play. Xioalaohu to fall. And Care, you can juke around, but there's just nowhere to run. Knight even moves in to help finish the kill off. Pop Blossom to force it back into 369's arms.
They just overextended there. JDG, great punish. I thought originally it was actually going to be Missing making his way over, but he said, nope, the play's going to be over. I need to be able to be there for Ruler in case they want to try to dive him. Obviously, the Aphelios and Alistar, however strong they may be, can still force a summoner spell disadvantage if they can find something. And right here, this is when this play is over. You already have Care. He's moving on. You guys got your plates, you just can't stay here. Even with all this damage onto Kanavi, you have to be wondering, like, okay, like, how much can we actually overextend here? And just great punish coming out from 369. He's respawned. They should have been tracking this timer. Just a great punish coming out from JDG.
Fantastic from JDG. FPX finally making a positive play on the top side, but instantly JDG answer it. And now Triforce picked up for Kanavi. His Ruler gets some solo time on the tower on the bottom side as well. That's 3 plates already taken. And I feel like, you know, theoretically FPX are trading, you know, gold in the bottom side for gold in the top side. But actually, Xioalaohu's still behind. He's 20 CS down and a couple of kills down as well. 369 has that ultimate. If Hacker tries to make this dive happen again, I'm not sure it'll work out.
He has ultimate, does still have the flash, and Knight can respond, but doesn't have a lot of mana left. So would be, I think, a pretty tough ask and a pretty big win for FPX if they can even get that summoner out by themselves. Hacker, yet again, I think realizing that their only play is to try to overforce. You cannot be going even. You cannot try to go for the 90-10s, the 80-20 kind of plays. You need to overforce. You need to be making what look like overforces to try to get advantages. Because right now, this game is untenable as it is. It's rule of threes, right? Top lane, up by 30. Jungle, surprisingly enough, like, Kanavi's getting to 60 plus, and that's on jungle. That feat alone is incredible.
Yeah, that is absolutely monstrous from Kanavi. There we go. Ultimate comes out as Hacker just focuses on the tower. They'll finish it off with a flash on Hacker's ultimate. 369 surviving the 2-man play on the top side, and it means that Kanavi can respond on the bottom side instead. Knight dodging away from the stun. The Pop Blossom is in. The stun to follow it up as well. Xioalaohu low and taken down by Kanavi. The leap strike out of tower range, and it will be a trade of objectives.
1-for-1 on turrets, 30 seconds before the Dragon as well. They put a lot of effort to try to get this turret down for Care. But Xioalaohu doesn't have the ultimate, and now without Grandmaster's Might as well, it's pretty tough to actually sit in the side lane. We were talking about, hey, FPX are making some hits back, you know, they're throwing some punches, but it just feels like glancing blows, really, for FPX. As JDG, they feel nothing. They feel no pain. They feel no fear going up against them. They're going to take this turret. They're going to cut them off from actually walking into the mid lane. And while Hacker's starting up this Rift Herald, I'm wondering if maybe JDG, their bot lane, can go over. You obviously still have that Dragon, and we're at 16 minutes, and this is third Drake. JDG are playing at blistering speeds.
Yeah, I mean, JDG coming into this one knowing their favorites, and you know, oh, Care's been found. Is he going to pop the ult? No, okay. Actually, Kanavi just blast cones over, forces Care out of the jungle. Their Drake is up, and they're like, hang on. Everyone's going to be playing opposite right now, so let's take a red buff too. Let's take everything we can away from FPX. 369. He knows his weak side in this game. He's got to try and make some kind of miracle happen. Here we go. TP coming in as well, but no ultimate available for 369. Chocho happy to tank this one as Knight has to dash away. Pop Blossom still just on cooldown for another moment or two.
This thing has ultimate.
Comes out. Wait a second, it's Ruler gonna go underneath the tower.
What?
Of course he is, it's Ruler. LWX survives. Uses the Moonlight Vigil with the Severin, but the Q comes back in, and Ruler with the heal just finds a solo kill under the tower on LWX. Knight now manages to clone away from the ultimate from Hacker. Wait, no, he went down. It was the clone that escaped. Missing now, charged down. And actually, this is huge from FPX because the Herald's still here. They're stacked up, and they'll be able to get an inhib tower.
Those are 2 turrets, and it's objective bounties here for JDG. So like you were saying, gold in their back pocket, no teleports available to them. There's no flank TPs either. It looks like they're going to try and slow chase them out, see if anybody's going to be greeting for a recall. Xioalaohu, got to be careful here.
I love how
Calls
Kanavi and 369 are like, what, 2v4? I like those odds.
They can win this.
I'll take a 2v4. Give me that fight. As he charges up forward. Making sure that nobody can leave. Flashing for the stun as Xioalaohu flashes out himself. 369 has the ultimate available. Won't be able to close the gap in the end. Forcing everyone away. Forcing summoners out as well. LWX, Hacker, Xioalaohu, all no flashes for the next fight. Same can be said though for missing Ruler and Kanavi.
I was very worried there. As soon as Kanavi missed the ultimate, I was like, all right, they don't have lethal. They don't have lethal there. But that was a great play. Still keeping the gold even, but it feels like despite all of that, you look at where all the items are actually completed, and this game is nowhere near close. That gold, you see the gold at the top? It's a lie. Don't look at that. That number is fake. You look at Ruler, 2 full items. Already has his mythic completed, a Navori ready to go. Like, the fact that he's solo killing LWX under this turret is surprising enough. He lives, but I think it's the Kraken Slayer auto attack that he primes on some of these or some of these minions. Gets the supercharger as well with the Q, and gets the flash out of him. That is not great if you're FPX, if you're looking for a game plan through your AD carry.
Uh-oh. Speaking of, the AD carry's in trouble here as Knight is chasing for a little bit more, but LPX will walk out with his life just about. 3 Drakes, because another one has been taken in the meantime by JDG, and like you say, blistering speed at which they've taken over this game, and 369 is just going to one-shot Care. What is that damage? He's only got 1 item.
Well, there you go. That's going to be 369, 11th solo kill here, right in front of you. Just what an insane play. And we're just getting a TP. They want to give them no quarter, no ability to actually come back into this game. 369 shouldn't have lethal without ultimate, but he could just chase him down here. Okay, decides against it. But I did want to touch really quickly because we do have 2 minutes before the Dragon. We have Baron spawning in 30. Look at how the game has been set up here. JDG, they have some of the best Dragon stacking in the league, with Dragon percentage being 2nd best here. But it is FPX. We saw how they got both of those Rift Heralds. They tend to play towards his top sides, tend to play away from LWX because he will just be able to farm, because he will be able to kind of be that late game insurance. But this is not great. This is not what you want. You want LWX to be going even against his opponent, not down 20 in just CS alone, and almost 2.5, like an item and a half at this point.
Hard to go even when your opponent is Ruler and he's laning with missing, because even before the presence came out from Knight, from Kanavi, they were dominating the 2v2. Absolutely insane performance today, as you expect from JDG. I mean, this is JDG, for God's sake. This is the best team in the world right now. Dominating MSI, dominating Spring, and looking dominant in Summer as well. At this point, heavy favorites, I'd say, to win the whole thing here in the LPL. And we'll see how they finish this one out. Because the thing about JDG is, like, obviously they're all just very confident in their own skill and very happy to just charge on forwards. But also, the speed at which they play, like, most teams play off of like item power spikes and things like this, or like someone gets an ultimate and that's the power spike you play off. I feel like JDG, they play off a hand stiff power spike that is a permanent power spike. Like, whenever you're watching JDG playing, it feels like they're playing on a power spike. Even when they're down in items, even when your opponent is on a power spike, it still feels like JDG are playing as if they're the stronger team. And a lot of the time it turns out to be true, just on mechanical differences.
That is just a really great understanding of the game, really great understanding of what your opponent is able to do and how you can outplay that in that situation. So I love that we get to see that kind of level from JDG, because it means that they're just that much more threatening, as Xioalaohu is going to invest here. We see Care sitting in the side lane, trying to protect him. Does have the hull breaker, but I'm a little bit afraid. Xioalaohu, you have to escape. You cannot be here anymore. There are multiple members. Good job from Care to poke them out. 5 seconds before this dragon spawns. And this is going to be Soul Point. You've now pulled FPX over to this side of the map. Jax is going to have to teleport. They do not have many flank wards. And it looks like they're actually going to be fighting from the bottom up and try to pincer with the Jax. They have no idea where Knight is, though.
We might just be 50-50ing the Drake, though. Hacker moves in. Kanavi still on the scene. The Pop Blossom is huge. Soul taken. Looking for the fight as Ruler just 1v1s FPX LWX again. As Chocho chased out Hacker next to nobody even going down for the side of JDG. Xioalaohu next target as the multi-kill stacking up here for Ruler. It's utter domination today from JDG, not giving FPX a second to breathe.
There is nothing they can do. No CC is able to land on the Ruler in the first half of that fight. He is playing some of the best AD carry in the entire world right now. He is the best marksman in contention for just everywhere, global. He literally ults right in the back line, provides threat onto LWX, misses and dodges Chocho's ability to actually go in. They're going to take the Baron during this replay, and we can see what actually happened here. Just eyes on Ruler. Perfect play there, and it's a great smite. Hacker was trying to get in the pit. Care and the solo laners from FPX just unable to do anything.
And huge from Knight as well. The 3-man Pop Blossom actually sets Ruler up to go for this dive, right? The Pop Blossom is the CC that gets the Kai'Sa passive online. Beautiful bit of play from the carries. Great ultimate from 369. And in the meantime, Missing and Kanavi just locking everyone up, making sure that nobody can move. Kanavi winning his smite fight. There's really very little you can criticize on the team of JDG. And it feels like every single time I cast this team, I feel like I'm just like the head of the JDG fan club. Because what can you say negatively about them? With the way that they play at the minute, like, it feels almost impossible to criticize. Aside from sometimes, you know, like Knight completely sprinting at 1v1 against Care sometimes, and, you know, 369 sometimes gets a little excited in the top side. But generally speaking, even with those moments, it doesn't ever seem to matter.
Yeah, it turns out when a team is winning a lot, not only do you know they get fans from the the audience perspective, but also just people on the broadcast. They're playing so well when you're winning. Obviously, we're going to talk about your accomplishments and how well you're doing. So, you know, feeling a little bit of that. You are part of the Ruler fan club, so it's fine. It's totally okay for you to be able to make that your possibility. I mean, they're having some happy moments for sure.
I think as well with JDG, it's one of these teams where if you're, it's like Samsung Galaxy White back in the day. Like if you're a fan of like really top quality League of Legends, you cannot not be a fan because they are just so immaculate with the way that they play. They are so damn good at the game that if you truly love this game being played at its highest level, you can't not love JDG right now.
You're going to be looking to them. I know a lot of people are waiting to see JDG drafts, how they play, so they can bring it into the scrim room the very next day and be like, okay, this is what we should be trying to emulate. Everybody feels like they're trying to copy the style, the formula that we've seen from JDG. And all right, that's Ruler.
It's a huge bit of play from FPX to try and turn this game around. Ruler down at the start of the
fight.
Hold up now. Have the damage to keep this one going as a double kill coming through for Care. And JDG, I've gushed a little bit too much. I've cast a curse to his FPX. Immediately take down 3.
No punishment onto LWX there, and he just lets it rip with the ultimate. They find Ruler immediately, doesn't have summoner spells. So now JDG, you've had your fun. It was your turn to take all of those turrets, take all of that damage, but you do eventually have to relinquish some control back to the opponents. It's a dance on the rift, always. Sometimes you're just going to be leading most of the game, but you know, there is a portion of it that you actually have to give up to the opponent. So let's take a look as to what happened here. All right, so just everybody was going on to Chocho and turned right into a big fight.
Yeah, Ruler hit by the ultimate there from Hacker as well. Nice little play on the Sejuani. And, I mean, the rest is just kind of a chase down, isn't it? One thing I will say, this fight is kind of a testament to how far ahead JDG were, because Ruler just died, gave up 1,000 gold, still has a 300 gold bounty.
Yeah, that's one of the fun parts of having objective bounties is you are so far ahead that you can continue to have one even after you die, like you're saying. Also, just has a very natural item advantage, so it's going to be feeling pretty strong. Hacker doesn't have flash, is barely going to be able to escape back into his base gates, and they're just waiting to siege on this mid lane. There's nothing for FPX to do. There's no waves for them to play for. Top side is pushing in thanks to the inhibitor. Like, Xioalaohu is actually going to be building the Zonias, so I think his build is in a bit of flux, as you obviously went for the Hopeburger to try to go for a split push, but need the Zonias to play for team fight.
See if he can finish that item off before the game ends, honestly, because the siege is continuing. Who needs Baron? Say JDG, as they continue to try and push in the mid lane to set up for 369, pushing down in the bottom side of the map. Elder coming up in 50 seconds, and I've got to be honest, I don't know if JDG really want to entertain that as an objective, because especially if Hacker can get anywhere near, that becomes extremely risky in the grand scheme of the game.
That is a free comeback mechanic for FPX. We'll see how JDG are actually to set this up. They're going to recall instead, which will give time for FPX to walk in, put down vision, start to push. You already see that Xioalaohu is actually doing a fantastic job of shoving this lane up, trying to cut it as high up as possible, so they can potentially have this as a, hey, you have to attend to this lane, even if there are super minions. You see that 369 is going to attend to this. So we'll see if FPX are actually able to get in. Look for what vision they're actually able to get in, because all of these wards are going to be so important if they want to try to find flanks.
I saw Kanavi farming there, and you can see his components. He's close to a GA. I wasn't sure if he was going to try and reset. I'm like, this is not the time. GA or not, please do not reset right before Elder. We're actually going to fight over this one. JDG, believing in Kanavi's smite, I guess, is 369 trying to pressure in the side lane. Xioalaohu fighting for mid prio, but it's not a fight as he's winning, is JDG posturing. It's 4v4 here as Kerr gets a huge chunk on tonight.
Wow.
Forces him away. This is bad news for JDG. TP in from 369. FPX back away as the Elder resets a little, but not fully. 369 on the scene now. His ultimate could be massive, and that blast cone in play could change everything. Kerr moves in for a bit of damage, but answered by the Q coming out from Ruler.
It's so tense right now. Their top side is pushing in. FPX, they needed to make this play now. It's too late, though. JDG can take this, and they can just find a kill.
Yeah, they don't need to actually go for the Elder. They just need to stop the recalls. Knockups coming up across the team as LWX forced away. Cho down. And Knight wants a little bit more as Ruler just charges forward and 1v1s LWX while his teammates watch. That was brutal from Ruler, and now charging into the base.
I think Kaisa is just one of the most fun AD carries. If you can see some beautiful skill expression come out from one of the best AD carries in the entire world.
Oh, no.
I'm just gonna throw up the salute. You tried. I love the attempt. Your team, your base is falling. JDG, they're gonna very handily take game one here. Send us right into the second.
I will say, fair play to FPX. Like, pushing them to 30 minutes off of an insane 5-minute lead. Like, they were, what, 3,000 gold up at 5 minutes?
Yeah.
To manage to make this a 30-minute game, to manage to win that that fight in the mid lane that LWX mispositioned, Ruler mispositioned and instantly punished by Hacker. Like, fair play to FPX, showing up at least a little bit in this one, but I mean, JDG are just insane.
It's what we come to expect, right? This is our